people who are psychically inclined, I'm not saying I'm psychic, but people who are psychically inclined, they will use that against you. They will make you paranoid if that's your weakness. They will make you distrustful. They will start running a matrix program on you, which is that the matrix programming is that they might tail you for a day or two. They might have their agents all around you. They might use sleepers or mind control victims to come and harass you or to do weird things around you. They might throw someone in from your past, but you have to be aware of all this. And don't let them run a program on you. You have to be completely conscious and make the decisions. You gotta ask yourself, why am I hacking into this person's computer? You gotta ask yourself, why am I getting angry right now? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Lots of it's internally, but you have to understand there's many external motivating forces as well. And you can't let them run programs on you. I spoke to one gentleman who wanted to tell me that everything everything is completely controlled. Everything is controlled by these people. Now my guess is that this guy, he was probably harassed by some government officials, by some intelligence groups. They probably tailed him. They made themselves known for quite a while. And then they just go away, leaving you with this paranoid programming. And then you start seeing all these people that have nothing to do with this, but you start creating this illusion yourself that everyone's out to get you, everyone's doing this, everyone's doing that, and you create that reality by thinking that reality. So they don't have to tell you very often. They just could do it a couple times and then your brain does the rest. So you gotta not let that happen. You gotta be aware of that. If you guys have any questions or would like me to cover anything, I'll be glad to. I don't want to be criticized as being a fearmonger. Lots of the information that I can put out there will be terrifying to some people, and I think that you're scared enough. I've looked at what these people are capable of, the total evil that they're capable of, and I will not let them control me, and I will not let them disturb my mind with fear. And that is the solution right there. Taking full responsibility of everything in your world. Being very observant, being very aware, looking out for other good positive people out there that need your help, and avoiding negative people. That is the true definition of being aware and awake. Just because you might read a couple books on the New World Order does not mean you're awake or aware. That consciousness stems from inside. Now, you don't need to practice any of this rituals, these Masonic groups that people are parts of, you know, all that ritual, that's handed down by the same people that we're opposing. You're not going to get the truth from them. You're not going to get the information. If you Freemasons got all the truth from the Freemasons, why are you here talking to me? I'm not a Freemason. I allowed myself to not be controlled. I made the conscious decision to be a positive person, to take full responsibility for my actions, and to be aware. And if you, every day is a struggle. Every day you are going to be harassed by negative entities and other people, by intelligence groups. by subliminal messages. All-type people that are programmed, you're going to be harassed by all that, all the time. But if you are aware, you don't have fear in your heart, and you don't have hate or anger to these poor people that are either being manipulated, they're so lost that they're running this game. They're enslaving themselves. But I've communicated with some of you that I've asked you to, as little as create a video. I needed help making a video, and very intelligent, very well-spoken person, he was afraid to get involved. So, are you awake? You might know the information, but if the information that I'm telling you makes you afraid, makes you feel helpless, makes you feel, scared, are you really awake, or are you asleep in the fear? I guess the last thing that I want to say in this is that there's a very dangerous group of people that were behind some snuff films in Russia. These younger people, I bet they're witches, some type of witches. They come from an elite family. They're all probably mind control victims, and they did this ritual involving a snuff film, on the first snuff film released on the internet. Before that, snuff films didn't exist, which is the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And these people were set free because they come from rich and influential families. Some of those people, I think, are in Germany now. Just be aware that you got some dangerous people. Those of you who are from Germany, they're in Germany now, I believe. We also have some very negative groups around my area too. But if you must know one thing, is that you got all these negative people doing negative things, but you also have these good people, and these good people getting your back. And you might be getting tailed, you might see the stalkers, you might see this and that, but involved in that, there's other people that are actually got your back, that are making the stalkers know that the stalkers are being watched by the good guys. So if you just put your mind at rest and know that if you walk in the truth, if you walk in goodness, you walk with awareness, you are going to be the most powerful person that you could be. You're not going to have to go do rituals. You're not going to have to do that and get possessed by these demons. You will be the most powerful by living your life as it's not a ritual, but live your life like you're in church. There's not a definite ritual that's okay. You first need this, and then you need to do this, and you need to do this specifically. Every day invent a new ritual of goodness. Every day, a group of guys go out, or a group of kids go out and sit around a fire and play some music and smoke a joint. That's a ritual, depending on what music they're making and what's the vibe coming off, that could be very positive. You go and you see someone who's broken down in the street, you pull over and you help them. That's a positive ritual that you could do. But if you're stuck on these repetitions of these rituals, you're going to be attracting these negative entities. And as soon as you start throwing up these signals that you're negative, that you're angry, that you're paranoid, they're going to feed you more of that paranoid and anger and fear. They'll recognize that and feed you more of it. So it's up to you to keep your mind calm and at peace, and to be completely aware and take full responsibility of what's happening in your situation, in your life. And you will be untouchable. It's not just the bad guys out there anymore. There's a lot of good guys that are coming out too. Good men, good women. As always, the balance has been off against us for a while, and the negative siders have gotten very powerful, but we won a major battle recently, and that's a turning point. Once again, whatever information that makes sense to you, accept that information. But don't get insulted. by anything that I say. It's not directed at you. If you know you're aware, you know that you're doing good, then the information that I put out there is only for your benefit. No one should be insulted by anything that I tell them. All right, later.